स्वागतम्। ॐ एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्तिः प्रचोदयात्। ऐंकार ह्रींकार रहस्ययुक्त श्रींकार गूढार्थमहाविभूत्याम् ओंकारमर्म प्रतिपादिनेभ्यां नमो नमः। श्री गुरु पादुकाभ्याम् उग्रं वीर्यं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्। ॐ ऐं ह्रीं श्रीं ॐ कयेलह्रीं हसकहलह्रीं सकलह्रीं ॐ ऐं ह्रीं श्रीं ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्वेषावहैः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Best wishes, greetings, blessings to one and all. Very happy to meet you all today in this Sri Vidya Upasana, Dhyana and Vedanta session. Even though it is online class, I think that I am well connected to one and all, because whatever you think, it comes to me. So we are all well connected. That's what essential. The Guru Shishya Sambandha is very important, as like as mother and child Sambandha. So this has worked out well. So we are in the good beginning. At the outset, I would like to tell you what is our aim, how we are aiming for. Human life is full of suffering. This is what the question in front of the early men. But our ancestors never struggled for that, because we are coming through a Vedic parampara. We don't accept our grandfathers are monkeys. According to Vedic philosophy, you may study in school science. You study, don't deny, I don't deny. If your son and daughter are not accepting that truth in LKG or UKG or 5th standard, they will be beaten. Study Darwin's theory, study Darwin's theory. You all came from monkeys, you know. First one amoeba came. Okay. It was a single-celled being. From that single-celled being, it multiplied into two-celled, then many cells. Paramecium came. After paramecium, some other germs came, bacteria came. And after that, the beings in water came. Then they came to earth. And finally, what they want to tell that your grandfathers are monkeys. We accept it and we pray, Ishvara, my son, my granddaughter should get good marks in science. It says that you are all monkeys. We respect monkey as God, that is different. We respect monkey also God, Ishvara. I don't accept that my grandfathers are monkeys without the sixth sense. Whatever you see in this world, the trees, the aushadha, medicines, the mountains, the oceans, the Jagat, Navagrahas, the solar system, the galaxies, multiple galaxies, everything came within a second. Not even a second, a fraction of second, everything came. This is our Shrishti Prakaranam. Akashat Vayuhu, from Vayu, Agnihi, Vayor Agnihi, then Agnirapaha, from Apaha, that is from water, Prithvi came. All these things are okay. Taittiriya Upanishad explains very well. I have no objection because it is Shastra. But I have a reference for this happened in fraction of a second. How do you get the reference? Everything came within fraction of a second. I saw a rope. I thought it is snake. How long it took? First, the snake was found as an egg. From that egg, a small snake kid came, and from that snake kid, it grown. It doesn't happen like that. As soon as I see the snake, as soon as I see the rope is manipulated into snake. How long it took? Immediately, fraction of a second. I have a reference. I can prove it. Om Unmesha Nimushotpanna Vipanna Bhavanavalye Namaha. When eyelids of the Divine Mother closed and opened, immediately she created millions and millions of worlds like this because she is Saguna Brahmam Maya Shakti. Why this much only? Infinite she can create. She can protect and destroy. So Unmesha Nimisha Utpanna. Unmesha means closing eyelids and opening. Unmesha. Nimisha Utpanna. Within seconds, she created. And she is called as Bhuvana. Bhuvana means one who has created this Bhuvanam. So she is Bhuvana, Bhuvaneshwari, Bhuvana Ishwari, Bhuvaneshwari, Jagatkarani. Jagatkarani. She is the Purani, Annapurani. So from this, what we understand, what we study as something is no relevant. But this secret was known to our ancestors, early ancestors. There is no primitive stage for us. There is no primitive stage. Because Ishvara manifested this world along with Vedas. Vedas are apaurushayam, not written by any authors. There are no authors. Ishvara manifested Vedas. In the previous class, I told Ishvarasya swasam Veda. Rit, Yajur, Sama, Atharvana Vedas. What we see as four classifications may be after Vyasa Bhagavan, but these Shabdas are eternal. Veda Shabdas are eternal. You may think that Ishvara once delivered this Vedas and then put a copyright on it and took rest. No, never. Ishvara ever chants this Veda. Even now, the Shabdas are in the universe. When we are speaking, we pick up some Shabdas from Vedas, then we speak. That is what the Maheshwarani Sutrani. From the Damaru of Ishvara, Shiva, Maheshwara, all Shabdas came out. Ayun, Reluk, Evong, Ayauch, Ayavarat, Lan, Yamangananam, Jabany, Gadadash, Jabagadash, Kapachatata Chatato, Kapai, Shashasar, Hal, Iti Maheshwarani Sutrani. 14 sutras. Within these 14 sutras, Bhagavan has developed, delivered all Shabdas. Whatever may be the Shabdas. The Shabda of an elephant, the voice of a peacock, voice of a boar. I am sure about all these things. All these voices I am daily hearing during night because we are at the edge of the forest. Some sounds, some shabdas, some sounds we may hear at midnight. And we will think that, oh, some boars are there. Or some elephants are there. Always the shabdas, the reamkara of insects, like cricket. Who gave that shabda? That is its language. Who gave me shabda? That's my language. I started this lecture that human life is sorrowful, dukkhamayam. For this, people did a lot of research and created religion and all. Ours is not a religion. It is more human, more divine. Our ancestors know Vedas. That is the only one source of all sciences. It says, Jagat Karanam Ishvara. You are buying a TV. And with that, how to operate, there will be a manual. In that way, Bhagavan created this world and gave the manual of Vedas to you. If you read the Vedas, it will say how you should live. And for us, there is no confusion what to eat, what not to eat. It is well defined. These are all the things you should eat as a human being. These are all the things you should not eat. What is dharma is told. What are all the responsibilities as a human beings for me? Everything is told. So, dukkasya nivaranam. Vedas are the remedies for sorrow. If you don't know this, then I can claim that this world is sorrowful. I am blessed to have this life. I am blessed to have this human birth. Because of this human birth only, I am able to know Ishvara. I am able to study Vedas. I am able to study Vedantas, Vedangas. So we are all blessed to be human beings, not cursed to be human beings. We are not poppies. Some people may call you, oh, poppy, come to me. They may call, but we are very clear that we are Brahman. Hello, my dear friend. I am not a poppy. Who am I? I am a Brahma Swarupaha. You need not worry about it. That is why I told you they did lot of research and found desire is the reason for sorrow. If you don't have desire also, sorrow will be there. Do you think a desireless person will never die? Never get diseases? He is a very good person. He has no desire. He is so papam, looks very humble. He will get more diseases. So, even though you don't have desire also, you will get disease. Our Shastra never said don't get desire. It said the desire should be based on dharma. Artha is one of the Purushartha. Artha means security. Security means wealth, money. Earn money, but it should be based on dharma. Kama, desire, should be based on dharma. Then you lead this life successfully. And finally, understand that this is not full and complete. What is full and complete? You are full and complete. Who says the jnanam? Then you will gain jnana. This is our target, whole picture I have given. The human life is sorrowful. This sorrow is because of ignorance. Understanding Ishvara is the only way to come out of these sorrows and understand ourselves as full and complete, ever blissful. Ananda Swarupaha. Sachidananda Swarupaha Hamasmi. This is what? The total package to you. Total package. You will ask, no? What package I will get? Tour packages like this. In this is the offering. This offer. What is the offer? The definition for human life is sorrow. The reason for sorrow is ignorance. What is ignorance? Avidya. Understanding, without understanding the Nitya Vastu, then the life will become sorrowful. You don't have discrimination between Nitya and Anitya. That is why you have sorrows. Dukkha. So this is the total package. So now the solution is to understand Ishvara. Very carefully you have to listen. We don't use the word believe Ishvara. Ishvara Bhakti is not a faith. Ishvara Bhakti is not a belief system. This has to be loudly told by every one of you to the neighbor. No secret in this. Everyone will say, whatever you attend in this class, you are not supposed to declare outside. You declare this to outside. You declare this to outside people. Whoever are able to understand, let them understand. I am sure definitely they won't understand. They may say, you are following a wrong person, I think. You should have bhakti on Ishvara. You should have faith on Ishvara. Your Swami says you should understand Ishvara. What to understand about Ishvara? Understand that you are Ishvara. That is the answer. Now I have told Aham Brahmasmi, Tat Tvam Asi. I have told the peak, top, where you have to reach. As you go to Shabarimala, you have to do fasting for 48 days, walk 48 miles, climb 5 hills, and at the top of the mountain, Bhagavan Swami Ayyappa is sitting and he shows Chin Mudra like Dakshinamurti. And before entering into his temple, there is one verse, Tat Tvam Asi. Bhagavan says to you, whatever you are searching for is within, you are that. So this is the total package. I don't understand now. You are telling I have to understand, okay, Swamiji, but I am not able to understand. Why means we don't have the traditional system of Nitya Karma Anushtanam. We don't have any Anushtan. Every day Anushtanams are told, we don't follow. So we should start a program as told by Vedas. That Vedic program will give you a way of life. Tattvamasi is the view of life. Dharma is the way of life. Tattvamasi is the view of life. Vedanta is the view of life. Karma as yoga is way of life. If you are able to understand this way of life, view of life principle, then that is that. That is it. Out of that, one method is bhakti. Simple method. In that, we are in dualism. And from bhakti, we take you to karma yoga. Then, understanding that I have only right on karma, not on phala, is karma yoga. I do my duty as Ishwararpanam. I accept whatever comes to me as Ishvara Prasada is karma yoga. Then, Raja Vidya, Raja Guhya Yoga, Dhyana Yoga. What is Dhyana Yoga? It's very, very secret. Guhya Yoga means secret. Raja Vidya, Raja Guhya Yoga. Very difficult to do. It has two parts. One is Laya Dhyanam, concentrating and leaving your attention. Then meditating without awareness. Today there was one satsanga question about awareness during meditation. In Laya Dhyana, you will not have awareness for certain time, as if you are in deep sleep. Laya Dhyana means forgetting yourself. But you will remember that I was in Laya Dhyana for 24 hours, 48 hours. People have told 2 hours, what happened, I don't know. Because I was in Laya. I merged with the music. I merged with the mantra. I merged with the thought of my Guru. I merged with the Devi. Like that Upasakas used to say. So that forgetfulness will be there. But which calls you back is consciousness. What you have forgotten is awareness. Which calls you back is consciousness. Consciousness never sleeps. Again, you should understand the difference between the word consciousness and awareness. I am exactly taking the question. How to know that I am aware or conscious during meditation? During meditation, you will not be aware, but you will be conscious. The consciousness never sleeps because consciousness is within you and everywhere. Consciousness is within you and everywhere. So you need not worry about it. What I say is awareness is supported by consciousness. I am asking you a question, and you are telling that I don't know. For telling I don't know, also consciousness should be there. To be insane, also consciousness should be there. So consciousness never takes birth, never dies. It is ever. Anantaha. The Sanskrit padam is Anantaha. Consciousness, Brahman is Anantaha. So now I think you are understanding clearly, and you have stated that awareness is watching from inside. That is watching, observing. All these words are related to manas and buddhi, chit and ahankara. Consciousness is sakshi swarupaha. It is called sakshi chaitanyam. Chaitanya means consciousness, witnessing consciousness, which is the base for everything, which never takes part in anything. So awareness is the mental activity, manasa vyapara. To be aware is manasa vyapara. If you are always aware, that consciousness is forever, that thought is supported by consciousness. So awareness is the one which is supported by consciousness. What is the evidence for consciousness? Consciousness is self-evident. There is no evidence for consciousness. So out or in, consciousness is there. Awareness is related with manas, buddhi, chitta, ahankara, antahkarana, which is supported by consciousness. Consciousness is Atman. I said knowing about Atman is the only way to come out of all our problems. Duality is the reason for dukkha, dvaitam, bhayam, advitam, nirbhayam. So when you understand that what I see as second is unreal, then consciousness is the only existence. So this is knowing Atman. Body, you understand physical body. Prana, you understand, it comes in and goes out. And buddhi, you understand. Mind, you understand. The bliss, you understand. Happiness, what you call happiness, understand. But after the Panchakoshas, Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, Anandamaya Kosha, after crossing all these things and after crossing Panchakoshas, consciousness is there. Panchakosha Viveka is understanding that all these Panchakoshas are not Atman. In some pictures you will see inside the Panchakoshas there will be one light. It is a symbolic representation. Atman is in and out and everywhere. When it is identified by Manas, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara, Sharira, it is related with the limited body, mind, sense complex. If it is not identified by the individual, it is universal, everywhere. Then the name is Brahman. The same Brahman, when identified within individual, it is called Atman. Brahman, Atman, Ishvaraha, all are one and the same. Jiva. Jiva, Atma, Brahman, Ishvara, all are one and the same because of their functional behaviors. They are all identified as different things. Jivo Brahmaiva na paraha. Bhagavan Sri Adi Shankara says, Jiva is also Brahman. Then why Jiva? Jiva wrongly identified as limited. That is the problem. So with this introduction, we will go to today's class. I would like to make you remember the previous class and new lesson will be taught today. I think the screen sharing is seen. Regarding this, there is one satsanga question. The Mandira Pravesha part advises praying to right side, left side and top. Should the prayer be made before entering the temple or as one steps into the temple through the entrance, and should we do it all temples and including while entering the puja room in one's own home? And here, this is the question. Should we pray right, left, top every time when we enter into puja room or when we enter into mandiram, any mandiram, temple? This is the question. Now, I would like to bring your attention on Sri Chakra. Visualize a Sri Yantra or keep one Sri Yantra or Mahameru as the symbolic representation of the Sri Mandala. Now you are entering into Sri Mandala towards the eastern gate. When you are entering into eastern gate into the Sri Yantra, you can enter to the puja room as you want. Without any mantra chanting, you can enter into the puja room. But while sitting in meditation or upasana or dhyana, then if there is a Meru in front of you, Mahameru, or Sri Yantra in front of you, then you are going to do puja on that Sri Yantra or Mahameru. So in that you are entering into eastern direction. And while entering into Sri Yantra, you have to worship in the right hand side, left hand side and to the top. That is the meaning. So this is the entrance. Towards this entrance you are entering into the Sri Mandala. This can be a two-dimensional Sri Yantra or it can be a four-dimensional Mahameru. While entering into Sri Mandala, you are praying to the right side of the entrance. This is called Amnaya. There are 4 Amnayas, 4 Amnaya pujas are there, mantras are there, we will study later. Now while entering into the entrance, to the right side you pray Bhadrakali. Om Aim Hrim Shrim Bhadrakalye Namaha. Symbolically you put flowers over Sri Yantra. To your left side of the entrance, Aim Hrim Shrim Bhairavyai Namaha, left side. And to the top, visualize a top portion as if you are entering into a dwaram. Dwaram means door. Entering into a door, you pray in the top, Om Aim Hrim Shrim Lambodharaya Namaha. Understand? Om Aim Hrim Shrim Bhadrakalyai Namaha. Om Aim Hrim Shrim Bhairavyai Namaha. Om Aim Hrim Shrim Lambodharaya Namaha. You can offer flowers. Then, now symbolically, you have entered in Sri Yantra. Now you are continuing. Here in Tattvamachanam portion, if you have the printout, note it, or otherwise you can write and note it. Here, one hakara is typo, typing mistake, so that I would like to bring your attention that this hakara, hakara is not there actually. It is a typo, typing mistake. Because of my less attention in hurry, I type. It is my mistake. I regret for that mistake, and with humble pranams to Devi and Guru Mandala, now I correct it. One Mr. Hariji has told this, highlighted this. I thank for Hariji's involvement and dedication. Dhanyavada, Hariji. Om, Aim, Hreem, Shreem, Aim. This is one section. Now I highlight this in green color. Om, Aim, Hreem, Shreem. Every sentence it will come. This is Tattvamachanam. Om, Aim, Hreem, Shreem, Aim, Kayayila Hreem. I am marking it in red. Atma Tattvam Shodayami Swaha. Om, Aim, Hreem, Shreem, Kleem. Om, Aim, Hreem, Shreem, Kleem. Asagaha Hreem. Vidya Tattvam Shodayami Swaha. Om Aim Hreem Shreem Sauhu. Sakala Hreem. Here, Ayele Hreem, Hasakahala Hreem, Sakala Hreem. Here, Sakala Hreem. This is the Panchadashakshari mantra for you. I will explain. Shivatattvam Sodayami Swaha. Om Aim Hreem Shreem. Aim Kayayala Hreem. Kleem Hasakahala Hreem. Saum Sauhu Sakala Hreem. Sarvatattvam Shodayami Swaha. Yes, now it is okay. Om Aim Hreem Shreem. This must be green. This must be red. Just to differentiate. And this can be in green. Just to differentiate the mantras now. Om Aim Hreem Shreem Aim Kayayila Hreem Atma Tattvam Shodayami Swaha. Om Aim Hreem Shreem Kleem Asakahala Hreem Vidya Tattvam Shodayami Swaha. Om Aim Hreem Shreem Sauhu Sakala Hreem Shiva Tattvam Shodayami Swaha. Om Aim Hreem Shreem Aim Kayayila Hreem Kleem Hasakahala Hreem Sauhu Sakala Hreem Sarvatattvam Shodayami Swaha. This is the complete mantra. Here also, the Panchadashakshari we will highlight. Now this text I will send you so that it will be very easy for you. What is Shodayami? Shodayami means purification. Whatever I know may have some mistakes. Whatever I know is very little. That idea purifies you. So, using this Mahamantra, I am purifying Atma Tattvam. Whatever I know about Atma. Whatever I know about Atma. So now I cannot see the chat. I will see later. So if I see the chat, this screen will get vanished. Om Aim Hreem Shreem Sauhu Sakala Hreem Shivatattvam Shodayami Swaha. Whatever I know about Shiva. Hasaka Hala Hreem Vidyatattvam Shodayami Swaha. So Atma Tattvam, Vidya Tattvam, Shiva Tattvam are purified means what to purify? If you chant this mantra, that will help you to Chitta Shuddhi. Chitta Shuddhi. In my Chittam, in my mind and Buddhi, I know something about Atman. I know some knowledge Vidya. I know something about Shiva. And that is purified. Shiva Tattva need not be purified. It is always purified. Vidya Tattvam need not be purified. It is ever pure. Atma is Nitya Shuddhaha, Nitya Buddhaha, Nitya Muktaha. You need not go and purify Atma. Atma is you. But here, the purification is required for Manas, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara. So this is the Chitta Shuddhi part. So while entering into this, I purify my mind, my mind, Buddhi and Ahankara. So here, this is also wrong. This I am correcting. Tattva Achamanam, Tattvachamanam. Tattva Achamanam, Tattvachamanam. This can be divided into Tattva Achamanam. Tattva Tattva Achamanam, Tattvachamanam, Savarna Dirgha Sandhi. Tattva Achamanam, Tattvachamanam. In English, I will type. Tattva Achamanam. While we are doing prayers, you would have seen, or you may do that. Achudaya Namaha, Anantaya Namaha, Govindaya Namaha. 3 times we drink water, drops of water. That is for purification. Like that, this is Tattva Achamanam. Om Aim Hrim Shrim Aim Kayela Hrim Atma Tattvam Shodayami Swaha. Om Aim Hrim Shrim Klim Asakahala Hrim Vidya Tattvam Shodayami Swaha. Om Aim Hrim Shrim Sauhu Sakala Hrim Shiva Tattvam Shodayami Swaha. Om Aim Hrim Shrim Aim Kayela Hrim Klim Hasakahala Hrim Sauhu Sakala Hrim Sarva Tattvam Shodayami Swaha. And now in English I have to correct. I will correct this and I will send you the message. Oh, so Sakala Hrim Sarva Tattvam Shodayami Swaha. Now this is okay. Yes. So what is this Kaya Yela Hrim? Just a Shabda or it has meaning? It has meaning. Asakahalahrim, Sakalahrim, it has meaning. We will study more about this mantra. This is called Pancha Dasha Akshari. Panchadasha means 50. Panchadasha. Panchadashakshari. Panchadasha Aksharam. 15 letters. Kayailahrim, Asakahalahrim, Sakalahrim. Kayailahrim, Asakahalahrim, Sakalahrim. This is E. Kayailahrim. Dirgai. Kayailahrim. When telling Kayailahrim, we are telling, but it is Kayailahrim. So Kayailahrim, Hasakahalahrim, Sakalahrim. That is the Panchadashakshari mantra. To know this, I will show you what are the total topics we are going to teach. Then you will understand. So this is our usual way of teaching. Initially, we teach pranayama, Nadi Shuddhi pranayama, Kavacha dhyana, Gam Ganapate Namaha, invoking all chakras with prana, energizing all chakras with Om, then 10 center Om Aim Hrim Shrim Om. Then stage 1, cleansing the karmic block at Muladhara chakra, cleansing Manipura chakra, cleansing Ajna chakra, removing evils with Sahasrara Humpat, Aim Hrim Shrim Mula mantras at every chakra, at the 10th center Om Aim Hrim Shrim Om. Stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, stage 5, stage 6, stage 7, stage 8, stage 9. In stage 5 only, I used to give this Panchadashakshari mantra. In stage 5 only, I used to give Panchadashakshari mantra. But in this course, at the beginning, I am giving Panchadashakshari mantra. Taking Panchadashakshari mantra, receiving Panchadashakshari mantra, chanting Panchadashakshari mantra is not a big issue. But what is a big issue? Understanding the Panchadashakshari mantra is what we are going to do. That is why in this program, at the opening, I am giving. This part is not initiation. What I have given, Aim Hrim Shrim, is initiation, Diksha. That you can continue forever. And now understand Kaya Ila Hrim, Asakahala Hrim, Sakala Hrim. How to spell that, chant that, what is the timing required? All those things are there. I will let you know. So once again, now we have entered into the Sri Yantra Mandala, Sri Chakra, and there are 9 stages, which we explained earlier as Trilokya Mohana Chakra, Sarvasa Paripuraka Chakra, Sarva Samkshobhana Chakra, Sarva Saubhakya Dayaka Chakra, Sarvartha Sadhaka Chakra, Sarva Rakshakara Chakra, Sarva Rogahara Chakra, Sarva Siddhiprada Chakra, Sarvanandamaya Chakra. Now we have entered into the first entry point, Trilokya Mohana Chakra. I will explain. So now your duty. So Swamiji is telling for new people. Some people have already some idea or some learning already you have. For you, it will be more philosophical addition. And for those people who are very new to this, I am telling, you may need a Sri Yantra or Sri Chakra. If you are having one Sri Yantra or Sri Chakra, that is well and good. Keep it and do Abhisheka, Puja, everything for that. Purify it with water, milk, everything. And then you are going to start. All those Puja parts I will tell you. The procedures I will tell you. Now I am giving you only the mantras. So you are now entering into the Pita, Sri Yantra Pita. While entering into the Sri Yantra eastern gate, you are chanting Om Aim Hrim Shrim Bhadrakalye Namaha to your right side. To your left side, Om Aim Hrim Shrim Bhairavye Namaha. To your top of the entrance, Om Aim Hrim Shrim Lambodharaya Namaha. This you need not do entering into any temple. In those temples, some other devatas will be invoked, so you need not do this while you are entering into all temples. While entering into puja room also, this is not essential. While sitting in front of Mahameru or Sri Yantra, you are visualizing that you are entering into the eastern gate, and then you are chanting this mantra. After entering this, you are supposed to do Tattva Achamanam. And Om Aim Hrim Shrim Aim Kaya Hrim Atma Tattvam Shodayami Swaha is the mantra. Om Aim Hrim Shrim Klim Hasaka Hala Hrim Vidya Tattvam Shodayami Swaha. Om Aim Hrim Shrim Sau Sakala Hrim Shiva Tattvam Shodayami Swaha. And fourth mantra, Om Aim Hrim Shrim Aim Kaya Hrim Klim Hasaka Hala Hrim Sauhu Sakala Hrim Sarva Tattvam Shodayami Swaha. Every time you have to sip Om Aim Hrim Shrim Aim Kaya Hrim Atma Tattvam Shodayami Swaha. Take one udrani of water, spoon of water, and put in your right hand and sip. How many times you have to sip? 4 times you are chanting mantra, you have to sip 4 times. After that, before that, you purify your hand. First, you take some drops of water into your hand, wash your hands like this, and then you sip water after telling the mantras. Even we can name it 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times you can number it 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times you have to sip water. This is called Tattvam Achanam. Yes, in Tattvam Achamanam also okay. Tattvam Achamanam. Tattva Achamanam or Tattvam Achamanam or Tattvam Achamanam. Okay. Then now, what are the Navavarnas you should know. And where are they you should know. Already I have explained where are they in Sri Yantra. More also we will do in the next class. Thank you for joining. And this corrected copy will be sent to you. This corrected copy will be sent to you. The problem is you should try to read the Sanskrit Akshara. Why I am particular about Sanskrit Akshara? Then only the pronunciations will be exact. Because all Shabdas are there in the air, in the ether. When you are chanting properly only, you can connect. For that connectivity, you should know at least the Shabdas. And I have already sent you some Akshara pages for those who are not familiar with the Samskrita. And if you are using Tamil language, then there are more chances for making mistakes. Because if I write Bhairavye Namaha, you may read it as Pairavye Namaha. Bhairavi is different from Pairavi. So that problem will come. That is why I request to learn some Aksharas, Samskrita Aksharas. I can also support you in learning Samskrita Aksharas. In that way, we can have one special class also. Even though the online teaching is difficult for people like me who are traditional teachers, but even then, out of curiosity and out of my own interest, I would like to teach you Sanskrit Aksharas also. The beginners class also we can teach. So if you are interested in learning Sanskritam, very soon we will start the basic Sanskrit class. Put your interest in email, send your interest in email through online. At least weekly, one class I can give you. Weekly, one class I can give you for learning Samskrita Aksharas. Then it will be very easy for you. So for Sri Vidya, the basic Sanskrit knowledge is very essential, at least for chanting these mantras. Because all mantras are in Sanskrit. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. The corrected copy I will send